my channel, The Mental Traveler. I'm Caro Herrera, and today I'm going to be reviewing a historical fiction novel called The Paris Library. It was written by Janet Hesley and Charles, and it was published on February 2021. Before I begin though, let me just say that this will be a spoiler-free video, so you can sit back and enjoy. Okay, so I'm gonna read to you the summary of the novel on Goodreads because it's really good. Based on the true World War story of the heroic librarians at the American Library in Paris, this is an unforgettable story of romance, friendship, family, and the power of literature to bring us together. Perfect for fans of the Lilac Girls and the Paris Wife. Paris 1939. Young and ambitious Odile Souchet has it all. Her handsome police officer beau and a dream job at the American Library in Paris. When the Nazis march into Paris, though, Odile stands up to lose everything she holds dear, including her beloved library. Together with her fellow librarians, Odile joins the resistance with the best weapons she has, books. But when the war finally ends, instead of freedom, Odile tastes the bitter sting of an unspeakable betrayal. Then, Montana, 1983. Lily is a lonely teenager looking for adventure in small-town Montana. Her interest is piqued by her solitary elderly neighbor. As Lily uncovers more about her neighbor's mysterious past, she finds that they share a love of language, the same longings, and the same intense jealousy, never suspecting that a dark secret from the past connects them. A powerful novel that explores the consequences of our choices and the relationships that makes us who we are. Family, friends, and favorite authors. Paris Library shows that extraordinary heroism can sometimes be found in the quietest of places. Okay, so I give the book a 4 out of 5 stars review, and I really recommend it. Why? Because I loved it, and I'm so happy that I took a chance and read it. It is not among my favorite books or anything, but it turned out to be a very lovely comfort story. The writing style, while not completely outstanding, was very good nonetheless, and I found myself highlighting a lot of passages because they really moved me. All the characters were great, and the two protagonists, Lily and Odile, were great companions for me. I read the book in less than a week because I was really enjoying it. While I'm not always a big fan of stories that move back and forth in between the past and the present, I didn't actually mind it in this novel. And okay, while some of the plot lines were a bit predictable, the author nonetheless managed to surprise me more than once because I knew where the story was going, only to be surprised to learn that I did not. And in the end, I think it's just a really fantastic, bloody good story. I mean, World War II is a period of time that thousands of books out there have addressed, and I'm really glad that there's at least one of them that remembers and honors what some librarians did during World War II in Paris, risking their lives not only to keep the library open during the Nazi-occupied era, but also by refusing to keep book lovers away from their stories at such a difficult time. Even if some of those bibliophiles were just the librarians didn't care, they were gonna give their treasured stories to them. But okay, the two things that I love the most about this book is the first one, that I'm really obsessed now with the American Library in Paris. I can't wait to visit it the next time I'm there. And also another big dream of mine now is to actually get the chance to work or volunteer there one day. Finally, the other thing that I really loved about this novel is that it's a great story for bibliophiles, because the author is constantly mentioning the protagonist and the character's love for books. And I think that was the thing that I liked so much about this story, that I felt at home and amongst friends because they also knew what it was to treasure books before everything on earth. So yeah, overall I just want to thank the author for writing the story, for making people aware of it all these years later after World War II ended, for introducing me into this new treasure cove that is the American Library in Paris, and it's just a really rich and remarkable history. Okay, so I've always been a history lover and a bibliophile, so historical fiction novels are like my favorite literature genre. Still, I usually prefer to read either classics or novels that were written in the last century, seeing as I've always had a thing against new published material, feeling maybe wrongly that it's not as good as the old stuff. I'm not encouraging this way of thinking, but in my experience, I just don't like modern books, even if they're historical fiction works. For example, I tried to get into the Jane Austen Society, but couldn't. Although I do love the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society and the Romanov Empress. So yeah, there are exceptions to my rule, but where does the Paris Library fit into all of this? Well, while I can't remember how I first learned about it, it must have been either because a friend posted about it on Instagram or some book group on Facebook mentioned it and recommended it. Anyways, the point is, when I saw the title and the book cover, I was intrigued because I am a deep lover of Paris. I love everything about that city, and I've only been there twice. It really holds my heart. Like, if you've seen the film Midnight in Paris, the protagonist, like, kiss me, that's my movie. But yeah, when I've been in Paris, I always like to visit like the same places to sort of pay my respects. For example, the Opera House because of the Phantom of the Opera, or Notre Dame because of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, or Shakespeare & Co. because it's the best place to buy English books in Paris. It's like a dream of mine to one day work there. But when I realized that there was this book called the Paris Library, I was like, okay, you've been very silly to just concentrate on the city's bookshops when there's actually also libraries. And so the plot sounded promising. I decided to give the book a try after I did a little research about it. Okay, so until they decide to make a movie adaptation or a show or something about the Paris Library, I think that this is all I have to say about this book. Thank you so much for watching my review of it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you did or if you didn't, as well as what are your own thoughts regarding the Paris Library. In the description box below, you can find a link to the Novels Goodreads page. And well, I'm Cara Herrera, the Mental Traveler, and I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. I'll be seeing you soon. Take care, and au revoir!